Namaste. I, JVN Smritika Chatwal, Assistant Professor in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, is here to deliver the lecture on Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance, which is the subject under B.pharm 6th semester, and we are going to study about organization and personal. This is the second unit topic. Now, today's topic are organization and personal, in which we are going to study personal responsibilities, training, hygiene, and personal record. So now let's start about organization and personal. Establishment and maintenance of a suitable quality assurance system for pharmaceutical products depend on the people. And what are the personal responsibilities of a person? The personal responsibilities are, are the guidelines for personal responsibilities in the work area where personnel involved in aseptic manufacturing, processing, packaging, and handling of drug products should wear clean clothing or uniform. This is the first personal responsibility. If he or she is working under any aseptic manufacturing area, then he or she should process with packaging and handling of drug products, and he or she should wear a clean clothing or uniform. Okay. And the second personal responsibility, the second, the person or personal responsibility is that they should wear protective apparatus or apparel such as covering for head, face, hand, and arm to prevent contamination of the drug product. In pharmaceuticals industry, everybody is wearing a head, face, and hand gear and foot gear, and they are fully covered. And it should be the responsibility for every person that he or she should understand and wear proper uniform before entering in a working zone of pharmaceutical industry. And the third key point for personal responsibility is personnel should be trained in doing or monitoring or removing the protective clothing. The personnel should follow good sanitization and healthy habits. The personnel should not wear any jewelry or makeup in the production or quality control area due to contamination issues. Eating, drinking, chewing, smoking, and storing food, alcohol, cigarettes, or medicine are not be allowed in the production area. This should be prohibited. The personnel should be physically fit to work. If the person is physically fit in a proper way, then he should be allowed to go in the manufacturing area, manufacturing zone. In case of an equipment malfunction or process, there should be the personnel immediately report it to the supervisor. So these all are the personal responsibility of any person and which is working in the production area or department. Now, personal training should be given to every individual who is working under this area. Personnel are the most significant part of a manufacturing system. Thus, they should be provided with standardized training. Now, the training system in which the product quality is directly affected by the action of personnel taken in their job. The elements are needed in a strong training system. Thus, the first one is training plan to complete the training. The second one is training materials applicable to each type of training. The third one is qualified trainees to provide training. The fourth one is what are the training requirements? Training requirements should be updated periodically, and the training program in which a training plan should include the following things. The first one is the manner in which the training will be performed. The second one is the sequence of training. The third one is approximate time of training. This all should be there. Okay, now what are the levels of training? In level 1, broad general knowledge or introduction to GMP section should be given. And in the level 2 section of training in which application of specific group to the functional area are given. And in the third level, application of GMPs to specific job should be given. Now, what are the training materials? Training materials should contain the stated objectives apart from being trained. Different training and teaching methods are 5% lecturing, in which 10% reading and 20% audio visual and 30% demonstration and 50% discussion and 75% practice by doing and 90% teaching others should be there. Now, what are the personal hygiene? The personal hygiene, for taking the personal hygiene, the requirement for maintaining personal hygiene should be there. And for this, before employment, the personnel should be medically examined, including eye and communicable or contagious disease testing. The personnel should regularly undergo medical examination once a year and proper records should be maintained. And direct contact between the unprotected hands of personnel and raw material or finished product should be avoided. So every personnel in pharmaceutical manufacturing area, they wear gloves to avoid the direct contact between the unprotected hands of personnel and raw material. The personnel should wear clean body covering during the duties they perform in manufacturing areas. Similarly, eating, drinking, and chewing should be strictly prohibited in the production and testing areas. Testing areas are where the QC is performing quality control test. And now the personal records should be there of any personnel in the pharmaceutical industry. The training system and processes should be documented in an SOP. SOP is what? Standard operating procedures, and its working and the type of training included in the training system should be mentioned. Any changes made in the curricula should be documented and approved. Training documentation should be easy to retrieve. The FDA or other regulatory often request an employee's training record. Now, this is all about the personal records. After this is the end of this personal record chapter. So now we are going to understand about, now this is the end of the first topic, and the second topic which we are going to start is premises, which is also in unit 2 of pharmaceutical quality assurance subject. In premises, we are going to study design, construction, and plant layout, maintenance, sanitization, environmental control, utilities and maintenance of sterile areas, control of contamination, etc. And if you have any queries regarding the first topic, which is organization and personnel, please let me know. Okay, so we are going to start now about premises. What are the premises and what are the premises in which the location, environmental, plant layout, and construction of premises directly or indirectly affect quality of pharmaceutical, thus play a significant role in pharmaceutical. So in this, the design and construction of a premise is there, in which how the design and construction of a premise should be there. The premise to be used for the manufacturing, processing, packing, or holding of drug products should be of suitable size. Design, construction, and location should be of proper system. The premise should also abide by the condition laid down in the Factories Act 1948. The following guidelines should be followed during plant design and construction. In this, the first is walls. The finish of these walls should be smooth and with enamel or epoxy paint. Prefabricated partitions should be used in packaging areas where flexibility of layout is required. And the second is floor. Floor covering should be such that they are durable, easily cleanable, and resistant to the chemical with which it would come into contact. Flooring should be washable, smooth, without cracks, and should not allow dust accumulation. Now, what are the examples of the some coverings? Terrazzo, ceramic and vinyl tiles are the main coverings that are used, and in this ceramic and vinyl tiles cannot be used in production area. Now, after this, we are going to study ceiling. But for this is enough. And if you have any queries regarding this lecture, please let me know. And make sure to write some short notes about this lecture. Okay. And thank you for listening this lecture.